Nigeria is in an economic crisis. The second largest economy in Africa is facing its worst hardships in decades. Inflation has reached 30%. The cost of food is rising 35%. More than 40% of the population are living below the poverty line. Its currency has plummeted, meaning imported goods are much more expensive. Millions of Nigerians are unable to buy food, fuel, and basic needs to survive. In a country where half the population is younger than 18, these factors are causing the worst struggles in years.
Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle P with another episode. Guys, sometimes I realize when we're going through tough times in life, it's really hard to reach out to others. Sometimes pride is the reason why a lot of us are struggling and suffering in life. Instead of just admitting to the problems that we are going through, instead of just reaching out to saying, hey, listen, we're not coping. I'm not coping. I need help. I'm hungry. Can you buy me a loaf of bread? Can you buy me some rice, some beans, some pepe? You choose to instead find other ways and means to look or seem like you're not going through what you are going through. Oh, Uncle P, it's a new week. What are you talking about? What's going on? Well, guys, there's a big issue and a big problem that's happening with our giants. The one thing that makes them giants is not just the fact that they got 230 million people cooped up in a tin fish. It's also the fact that they are actually an oil company. They are the giants of Africa because of the oil. What do you think would have happened? You know what?
And finally, the West African nation of Nigeria is on the brink of an economic meltdown. Rising inflation rates and skyrocketing prices of food have exacerbated the crisis. Basic necessities have become luxuries for people in Nigeria.
Basic necessities have become luxury for people in Nigeria. Basic necessity. What is basic necessity? Water, air, fresh air. I'm kidding. Basic necessities has become a luxury. Once basic necessities become a luxury, that is now a third world country. You can't be the giants of nothing if you're a third world country. Let's keep going.
Desperate to get food, residents in Nigeria's capital city of Abuja are breaking into government warehouses to steal food and grains.
Guys, imagine us here in Joburg breaking into government warehouses to steal food, grain. Seeds. Sometimes when you know what's the saying? Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. What is that country proud of? What is Burna Boy making noise about? Just because of Burna Boy Davido, guys, your guys are literally hanging on your wealth or your noise is based on a few people. 230 million people. You know what now? Let's keep going.
To contain the crisis, the Nigerian government has now beefed up security at its food warehouses. Here's our report.
Africa's largest economy is battling its worst ever crisis. With soaring inflation and skyrocketing food costs, Nigeria is on the brink of a meltdown. And the turmoil has been the most punishing for its people. There have been angry protests and nationwide strikes, but the plight of Nigeria's citizens is only deteriorating. A litre of petrol costs more than 3 times what it did just months ago. Wages have not been keeping up with the mounting cost of living. What's worse is that prices of food staples have more than doubled in the past year.
I cannot afford to buy petrol to power my generator to water the farm because of the high cost of petrol. Things are difficult in the country. Food is expensive as well as several other items.
Guys, the giants of Africa. You know what now? Everybody's going through something. South Africa is going through something. Angola is going through something. DRC is going through something. The best way to resolve a problem is not to come and destroy somebody else's country or to steal from somebody else. It's to ask for help. No.
And finally, the West African nation of Nigeria is on the brink of an economic meltdown. Rising inflation rates and skyrocketing prices of food have exacerbated the crisis.
Hello and welcome. We start with Nigeria. Now, the list of crises that the West African country faces is only getting longer. Nigeria, which is one of the world's largest oil producers, is running out of fuel.
Hey, my friend, largest oil producers are running out of fuel. Are Nigerians aware that this is happening?
Citizens in major Nigerian cities have been queuing up for hours at fuel stations amid the scarcity. Now, the long queues have resulted in traffic jams and operational challenges for weeks now.
Civil servant, I'm supposed to be at work right now. As you can see, I'm not at work. I'm at the filling station trying to get a fuel. And it's very, very bad.
Guys, sometimes when you need help, just ask. Ask. And you know what's the worst thing about this? The worst thing about this fuel scarcity that they have, is not because that their land is not producing the fuel. Nigerians brag about how smart they are and how hardworking they are. That South Africans are lazy, you know. They don't work hard. They don't know what they're doing. But guys, you see what people don't understand. When you are talking too much, make sure that when you're telling somebody, hey Baba, you didn't shave your beard, look at your eyes, they are swollen, when you make sure you are perfect, you are pretty, you are cute, you are demure. Because then people start doing receipts about your reality and you start wondering, where did they find it from?
In the latest, Nigeria's state-run oil company, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the NNPC, has acknowledged that a financial strain has been hampered. With this, the firm acknowledged that...
How are you unable to import petrol when you guys are the source of it? Why are you importing something that you guys produce? Unless... I hope you guys are still watching.
Local media reports that it has piled up debt of $6 billion, resulting in fuel scarcity. However, these comments also come...
How do you owe money on your own product? I'll explain to you guys exactly how. And these are hardworking individuals that are bragging all over social media while they're living in other people's countries.
I thought building a refinery like this is, supposed to be a pride for everybody, because we're not the only country. Angola, they've been trying for 20 years. They are still trying. Uganda, they've been trying for the last 15 years. None of them. There is no production capacity in Africa. Only two countries are not importing, which is, Algeria and Libya. Apart from this, everybody is an importer. We cannot continue to be slaves where we export, raw material, then we import products. But you can see a regulator is giving an excuse to continue to issue license for bad products just because he said that no, they don't want to create a monopoly. So how can we create a monopoly?
There you go, guys. So Africa is basically taking their raw material and sending it outside. Nigeria is sending their fuel outside. You see, even Angola. going outside, and then they have to import the finished product. You talk about being hard workers. 20 years you can't create a single refinery. How is that possible with the technology of today? We talk about AI, guys. We talk about AI, and these people can't build a refinery. Guys, we got folded phones, aeroplanes that fly. Their African countries can't build refineries. It's not that they can't build it. They won't allow them to. You guys thought slavery was over. This is the new modern slavery. They control our leaders. Guys, we are not poor. We are not suffering. We are just limited to what we can do and achieve. Now, the issue now, these giant 230 million people, instead of going to the people that are causing this havoc in their country and showing them flames, they are showing their own fellow Africans flames. And they've got a loud mouth about it. Guys, I can keep putting receipts and more receipts. But I think you guys get the message. This is just a cry for help. Their country is falling apart. And they don't know how to get out of this mess. And instead of coming through and being like, yo, listen, guys, help us out, man. We understand we all big, with a big ass head, and we're supposed to be strong, but the reality is we can't do it on our own. Now instead they come in and just mess everybody else's country. And they're very bragful about it. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Anyways, guys, I'm your Uncle P. I want to say thank you very much for the support. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Give me some love on TikTok. Come and check me out on live streams. I do them random. I'll see you guys on the flip side, man. Peace.